Welcome to Inside Owl Athletics. I'm Nick Landi, and today we are joined by Keene State cross country coach Dan Roark and senior Jacob Pearl. Guys, thank you very much for being here with me today.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So last weekend at the NCAA Regionals, Pearl became the first runner in 7 years to qualify for the NCAA Championships. Jake, first off, congratulations on qualifying. How does it feel to have actually made it?
It feels really good. It feels pretty surreal. It hasn't really fully sunk in yet, but very excited.
Fantastic. You finished 17th overall, which historically is usually good enough to qualify, but you didn't actually know you were going to make it to the championships until Sunday afternoon. What was that wait like, waiting to find out if you were able to get in?
I think we were about 90% sure, but there was that little bit of uncertainty, so it was kind of suspenseful. But then Dan called me Sunday afternoon, and I was like, yes. So it just felt like just relieved.
We knew that Bates, who got the second team score, had to get in, and there was historically there's been multiple at-large bids in the East region, so we had a good chance, but we wanted to make sure, and it felt good for me, and I think Jake can agree that when we officially knew, it was almost a breath of fresh air. It's like, okay, we're ready to go.
Pretty big sigh of relief right there. And Dan, looking back at Jake's race in the regionals, how would you ultimately evaluate how he raced in that competition?
Jake raced like he wanted to go to the national meet. I knew he was in shape to doing it all year. He's been at the marks where I think talent-wise, but I knew he needed to put it together on race day. On Saturday, he showed up. He was towards the front of the race, really pushing, knowing what he needed to do. We talked about being around top 15 would probably get him in. 17th got him in, and he raced like that was his goal the whole time.
We also can't forget about the women's team that finished 10th in the region with 2 top 50 performances. How would you ultimately evaluate how the team did in that competition?
The women really stepped up. That was our goal set in August. We wanted to get top 10 in the region. We were ranked as 10th in the region once during the weekly rankings, so that was our goal. And I know it was going to be a tough battle between University of New England and Suffolk. We were able to actually edge UNE by a pretty good point margin, and we were pretty close to Suffolk. So I think our women really stepped up and competed at that high level and wanted to achieve that goal, so I'm really proud of them.
Now, Jake, you're going to be flying out to East Lansing, Michigan on Thursday, and the weather is supposed to be a lot colder than what we're dealing with right now. It's pretty cold outside, but according to what the weather forecast is showing, it's going to be potential snow overnight with projected high of 27 degrees on race day. And we haven't had, up until now, really that cold of a fall here in New England. So what do you think really that race in Michigan is going to be like?
Definitely cold. Yeah, I just think, hopefully, I'm amped enough where that won't really, faze me as much, maybe, because of the adrenaline. I don't know.
We were talking a little bit before the show about the kind of coffee you like to drink. You think maybe that coffee will help you get amped up for the race, keep you a little warm beforehand?
Maybe, yeah. Definitely a lot of water, too.
And and then, Dan, from a coach's perspective, is there really anything to simulate racing in colder weather that could help prepare Jake for conditions like he might face this upcoming weekend?
Jake's a New Englander through and through. I think he's had, his whole life being in New England. I think he knows the hard weather and what, the cold weather will be. And I think between everything the NCAA does with heated tents before and seeing the course prior and seeing snow, I think Jake will be in good shape.
Well, Dan, Jake, thank you very much for joining us today. Good luck and safe travels.
Thank you.
As always, for all the latest on Keene State College athletics, visit KeeneOwls.com.